Welcome back to the Insights Festival show. Apologies, I didn't realize you were live. This is the end of day 3, Finn. It's been an amazing day once again. A very busy day. I think there were a lot of sessions, but also a lot of attendees.
Yeah, I mean, look, it started off at the crack of dawn, clearly, for our Asian viewers. So I hope that for those of you that are either just getting up very early in Asia or that you're going to bed very late, hope you enjoyed the session. They were, I have to say, were brilliant. I mean, it kicked off with the keynote speaker, Brent Smart from IAG, who just set the tone. Wonderful. And I mean, I'm just going to skip quickly to the final keynote speaker because Rishad Tabakawala was just, again, yeah, you know, lovely to get somebody with a different perspective on all the things that are happening. I think all we can ask for is people that make you think slightly differently about the world around you, and he was certainly a winner in that regard.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting to have the dichotomy between some very technical presentations, at the same time also being able to zoom out in terms of. I think that the mix, the team just got it right. And I think the program committee did a fantastic job in selecting.
Agreed. And because I've been just thinking about all of the things. Now I have to say, I was running between so many sessions, I actually had to lurk quietly in the corner in case I, disrupted the flow. But there really was a huge amount of content today, and whether it was, there was that lovely stuff about bad news, and how you can, how you communicate stories, and that lovely phrase, which was, the brain. I think the brain attracts bad news like Velcro, but good news like Teflon or whatever. It was a fantastic quote. And we had, we had a lovely session with the representatives then this afternoon. Boy, are they doing fantastic work for us in these times. Equally, we had a very useful session, I thought, with the associations at lunchtime.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where clearly we've got a set of common themes and challenges that I think if we pull together, we'll be able to do an awful lot on. So yeah, I mean, I as the expression goes, I was stoked today. There was some really fantastic content.
No, I agree. It's been a fantastic day. I think what's been interesting as well is to see as I was saying, the dichotomy between very technical issues, but also very broad issues. And I think also the infringe your style that reflected. So we had a lot of sessions which were focusing on very practical matters. How do we make a research community more diverse? How do we make the HR teams actually more effective? But also, how do you ensure that is infused also in the research work, which I think was a super interesting topic, which certainly inspired a number of sessions today during Free. So I think that was great. I was also quite inspired by the session which my other colleagues ran about themselves. And I think that was really nice. And I think hopefully those who were watching that session realize, how much we care about you guys and how much we're inspired by you. But also, sometimes you challenge us to do more. But also, if we didn't have that, I think a lot of us wouldn't find meaning in the work that we do.
Absolutely. And, at the risk of perhaps overstating the fact, for any of you that have attended an Esomar conference in the past, you'll know that at the end, I always say that I may be standing up on the stage to say goodbye to whoever's attending, but that really I have the easy job. It's all the guys around us here that make it work. And whether that's Caroline, who's meeting and greeting people and sorting us all out in here in the office, whether it's Ilya, whether it's you, whether it's Vincent behind the screen here, these guys deserve the credit. They do a phenomenal job and they love it. And they're there to do it because, they love working for you, the members. So it was great to see them on the screen.
Yeah. And we've been really pleased also with all the feedback that you guys have been giving about the Insights Festival show in general. I hope that you've enjoyed the sessions. So today I stopped by APAC. That was really fun.
Great.
We talked a lot about, the evolution. I was really impressed by I was quite intrigued by the difference between m-commerce and e-commerce. And it's true that from a European perspective, you don't really think about that. But that was something which I thought was really interesting coming out of the APAC session. Also, this new focus around locality, which I think is really interesting. And I think in some ways, actually, Esomar has kind of reacted to that as well. Through the fringe, through our community circles, we're also being much more global in the way we kind of approach our services. So I think that was really interesting. And then I had the global session, which I thought was a great way to kind of just get a sense of zooming out, just to see, okay, so what's common across all the different regions. And I think that was also quite interesting to hear from them about, the fact that COVID-19 is quite a unique, global, shared human experience. And actually, that's been really fascinating to see. Yeah, this is something which actually brings humanity together somehow, and yet even though it drives us apart.
Absolutely. And I think there was again, I go back to our closing keynote, because what he said was that the COVID pandemic is unique in so many ways, because it's not just a financial crisis or just a medical crisis or just a political crisis. It's everything and more. And it's affected all of us simultaneously. So us having to deal with that in the way we're coming out of it is going to really, I guess, show our true colors, I guess, over the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, and I hope those who have been watching the show also have been noticing how important insights actually is, and how insights is helping to understand this shift in expectations from consumers, from citizens, from those key stakeholders that, of course, all of these services are designed to serve. And I think that's been something which I also found really interesting coming out of the insights that's been produced.
Exactly. Well, and you said there a moment ago about bringing back the humanity and how much that we've recognized that. And again, I forget whose session it was, but there was this quote about data as a person in disguise. So if we're going to get back to humanity, then we've also got to understand that there's a human behind every data point that we look at. So
exactly, and I think just for me as well, the other element which I've seen coming out of a lot of the sessions, and for those of you who have just come out of the last Fringe session of the day, actually, it's not the last, it's the before the last.
The before last.
The Brazilians are organizing.
Are up again, and they're putting us to shame. They sure are putting us to shame.
And they, you can see also sessions which are really about preparing for post-COVID-19. And I think also there's this feeling within the insights community that we have to move on, we have to move forward, we have to prepare the next world, whatever that next world might be. And I think the sessions today have also been really interesting about that. And also, like you were mentioning, personal data, we had that session about the LGPD, the new Brazilian equivalent to GDPR. So clearly, the world is still ticking, things are still moving forward, and we have to prepare for that.
The new strange, right? Yeah. The new strange, not the new normal. We've learned our lesson. Thank you for that, Rishad. We won't be going with the new normal anymore.
So, it's been a really busy day 3. Tomorrow is final day already. I
know. Well, hey, as I said, time flies when you're having fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. They've been long hours, but certainly it's been worth it for some of the speeches, to see all the huge range of presenters from all over the world, to see the work that the program committee have put in now come to life. I have to say, it's been a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure.
It's been great, and I think we've definitely reinvented digital. Well, we've reinvented Congress. It's now digital.
Yes.
And who knows? Maybe we'll have to do this again. I hope that. I think considering the figures, I think a lot of people have enjoyed what's been happening so far.
I hope so.
So that's been day 3. Day 4 is tomorrow. We'll come back. Do you have your shirt picked out yet?
Certainly there are a couple of options tomorrow. I'm also, I'm clearly aware that there's a party on tomorrow night, so we may even have to wear 2 shirts. Can't keep up, really. It's the sartorial challenge of the Digital Congress. What am I to do?
I'm really curious what the DJ is going to bring, because he was asking me about what kind of clothes he should be bringing. So I think, I think he's going to be also coming in with his A game. So guys, you better be prepared. Okay. It's going to be a great show. There's going to be lots of little challenges. We want you to bring your most colorful cocktail. That's going to be a competition for that. Best dressed, of course. Who has the loudest shirt?
Somebody else has got to win that. Because I've run out of shirts. Really, I've run out of shirts. So somebody else needs to win that prize tomorrow.
So maybe I will. I've been wearing this one for a while, so I've got something in store. And also, if I don't forget, the best dance move.
Oh wow! Okay.
Are you ready to strike a pose?
From my office chair. That could be a challenge, but hey, we'll give it a go.
Alrighty, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed day 3. On demand if you haven't seen some of the stuff, so do catch up on that. Same for the show. It's all available on YouTube. So all that remains for us to say is probably good night, and Brazil, take it away. You have the one last Fringe session.
Yeah, it's good night from him, good night from me, and thanks again for being with us today, and really looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow for day 4.